Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, profe. ¿Iniciamos o esperamos unos minutitos más?
Vamos a esperar unos minutitos.
Ok.
Estoy teniendo problemas con el internet, pero si me salgo, no te preocupes que yo regreso. ¿Oíste?
Buenas noches a todos, sean bienvenidos a una sesión más de Destrezas Auditivas uno dirigida por la profesora OLGA Salazar. Para el buen desarrollo de esta sesión les pedimos seguir las siguientes recomendaciones. Algunos de los parámetros de las sesiones por videoconferencia. Las sesiones se graban, pueden verlas nuevamente en la plataforma virtual. Les solicitamos que por favor silencien sus micrófonos y puedan activarlos para hacer consultas o aporte con el permiso del docente. Les pedimos que mantengan su cámara activa. De no poder hacerlo, enviar su excusa por el chat de Zoom. De lo contrario, será retirado de la sesión y les serán restados puntos en la valoración del docente. Mi rol como moderador es facilitar y apoyar en la parte técnica. Consultas por el chat personal o general. Les exhorto a tener bolígrafo y papel para hacer su anotación y aprovechar al máximo esta sesión. Esta sesión tiene un tiempo de duración de 120 minutos. Buenas noches a todos, sean bienvenidos.
Gracias, cariño. Okay, let's start. So for today we have an excellent topic to talk about. It is music. Music is the most common part of our life. It's the most thing that we used to do. So it is an important part that we can use to learn English and to improve your listening skills. Listen. So music is an essential part of being human. The right song can affect mood, strengthen your concentration, and have a huge impact on the emotion you feel. Music is also an immensely powerful tool for bringing people together in a collective love and appreciation for a specific song, genre, or musician. And let's not forget about getting together with friends for hilarious karaoke sessions or just for hanging out. Sounds can also help you to improve your listening skill in a fun way. So here are three key benefits of using music to improve your listening skill in English. Let's maximum focus. So listening to a classical or instrumental music is the perfect way to boost your concentration, no matter what you are studying. If you are not sure where to get started, try hiding the focus genre or Spotify, a free platform for listening to almost any sound you can think of. You can also use YouTube as a tool to listen music and start learning English and improving your listening skill as well. So, number 2, memorize, discover new vocabulary and terminology. So listening to song in English while following along with their lyric is a fantastic way to discover new vocabulary, of course, because you want to translate, you want to know the meaning that about the song that you are singing or you are listening. So you try to understand and you try to translate any word that you can understand, you translate it into Spanish and you achieve that word in your memory. Okay, it's a fantastic way to discover new vocabulary and memories. Commonly used expression and you also can understand idiomatic expression because they are used in the sound. Okay, expression and idioms that help you become more familiar with the practical side of language. When you discover a new word, remember to write it in your vocabulary notebook. Look it up in a dictionary and try to use it in a sentence. So when you are done, talk to your classmate or teacher to check that you have understood it. Right, remember. So when words sound similar, we say that they're rhyming. It is important technique to help us remember anything from phone numbers and addresses, right up to entire song or poem. In the world of language learning, rhyming is the perfect way to remember how to pronounce certain words. So let's see a video about this.
Ya cerró la obra, estoy sin trabajo, ya no sé qué hacer, no sé cómo mantener a mi familia.
Esto no lo soluciona cualquiera. El único con la capacidad de solucionarlo es Martín.
There's a lot of app about politics that I don't want to listen to. Okay, here is the video.
Greetings everybody, my name is Adam and I'm a composer, producer and performer. I am completely impassioned by all aspects of music and sound. Like many people, I like listening to and singing songs by many different artists from all around the world. Singing songs in English is a simple but effective way of learning the language. It's no secret that music touches the heart of everyone, and singing is what unites us all regardless of where we're from. But it can also make a difficult process like learning a language become an enjoyable experience and help us understand more about it. I'll help you learn some popular songs by different artists, which will give you many advantages when learning English. Learning English through songs is useful because the learner is relaxed, feels calmer, and the language barrier soon disappears. Today, we're going to sing the song Help by the Beatles, which was apparently meant to be a slow song originally, but the band later decided to speed it up. Anyway, I will play and sing the lines at a slow tempo and pause, after which you will sing like in karaoke. I will accompany you for every line you sing. Okay, let's go! When I was younger, so much younger than...
So as you see, when you are going to pick up a song, it is better for you to use songs that have titles. Why? Because you can see the letter and you can listen to the sound. So you learn new words and you improve your listening skills. So you can use as well music to teach a lesson. For example, if you want to talk about the body language, you use sounds. That is one that I loved a lot of to use it. That is the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So if I want to start teaching body language, I use this sound. It is funny, it is like a play, and my kids or my students learn in a funny way. That is the goal of teaching, that they can enjoy, they can entertain themselves and learn English. Okay, let's continue. Wait a minute. Okay, let's continue. So the benefits of listening to music in English. Music can be fun, loss stress, way to develop your listening in English. It brings exposure to many new words, love of fresh vocabulary, and better comprehension through repeat listen. Adapt the way you learn. Learner with a brain style can use English song to improve listening skill, while in auditory learning connect to the sound. Visual learning enjoy music videos, and kinesthetic learning connect to the rhyme. Some people even learn best while moving to the beat. A lot of new vocabulary. Like reading and watching movie, music is a good source of words and phrases that you might not otherwise hear. The more you are exposed to new vocabulary, the easier it is to understand in context. Lyrics are readily available, so not even native speakers understand every word in a sound, so don't feel bad. It is hard at the first time, of course. Lyrics are widely available on the internet and streaming apps. Many of these apps allow you to follow the lyric as you are listening to the song, so you can associate the sound with the spelling of the word. I know that YouTube have so many songs that they don't have the original video, they have just the lyrics, so you can listen to the music and start learning a new vocabulary and new sentences. Of course, if you want to, for example, to improve your pronunciation, but you want to improve your pronunciation in British, so you can use a singer like Adele, like another one, Kylie Minogue. So these singers have British accent, but if you want to learn American accent, you can listen Celine Dion. No, Celine Dion is from Canadians, but they have an excellent pronunciation. Her accent is British, British and Canadian. It is a mixes, but you can Taylor Swift. It is a good one. Another one could be Beyonce's. So you have a lot of examples that you can select by yourself. So music video add context. Sometimes music video will add the context you need to solidify your new vocabulary. If you are looking for a good place to start, some of our favorites are Single Ladies. That is from Beyonce, Smell Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, and Hello by Adele. So you can also check out some song for Rolling Stone as well. So repetition will comprehension. Most songs are less than 5 minutes long and are available to listen to while you are driving, commute, or shop. The more you hear the song words, the more likely it is that you will remember and be able to use them. So you might understand only 25% of the lyric, but just in the beginning. So you will improve your listening skill and complete 100% of the sound. So this is practice and practice. Practice make you a master. A lot of variety. So because singers from different regions and countries often pronounce words different, so music can help you recognize words you already know from a variety of voices. Relevant knowledge. So music is a great conversation topic to discuss with people around you. The more music you listen to understand, the easier it will be to talk about it with both native and non-native English speakers. As much fun as it can be to listen English song, it is not a perfect method. When you parrot sound, you can learn phrases that don't exist, use wrong grammar that's correct, or even offend people. Remember that some have this idiomatic expression that maybe can offend people, but you don't know, and you start learning this kind of phrases and start saying them. So here are a few things to keep in mind as you develop your listening skills. So first one, letters are easy to mishear. So, for example, Taylor Swift, it is a famous for this. Also, many people hear all the lonely Starbucks lover. The correct line is got a long list of ex-lovers. Also, people might sing lonely in Starbucks. There is no such a thing as Starbucks lovers. Another Greek example comes from the everything famous lady. Sweet dreams are made of this. People mishear it as sweet dreams are made of cheese. This cheese. So sometimes you can mix here this word and start learning in a bad way. Maybe some people's dream are, but doesn't know what the band means. The success matters. It is important to understand the story and context behind English song lyrics before you imitate what you hear. What is course word discusses in Le Frisico? This is a bad word, of course, I can say it, but insensitive subjects like the 1972 conflict described in U2 sound, the bloody sound. You don't want to accidentally cause offense by repeating something you hear in a sound. Wrong grammar gallery. Singers often play with grammar and meaning. The more you use English sound to improve your listening, the more you will find that some don't always use standard English. For example, in Justin Timberlake hit What's Going Around, Comes Around, he sing, when you shit it, my heart bleeded. The correct verb for is bled. But Timberlake needed a good rhyme. So the I can't get no satisfaction. Repeat throughout the Rolling Stone iconic song satisfaction, but can go no is a double negative of God. Unfortunately, I can get any didn't sound is catchy. Lady Gaga back romance. Future deleted, you and me could write a back romance. When you and I is the correct use. So we have to be aware to this grammar in your sentences. As some dialects that you will find in some songs. Okay, while listening to music is fun and entertaining, it is still a passive activity, and putting music on the background doesn't count as studying. If your goal is to use English song to improve your listening skills, you can make it even more progress by actively listening to a podcast, the radio, or another favorite method. How to use music to improve English listening skills. Now that you know the pros and cons of using music to practice listening, you can listen as matter. Here's how to get started. So let's see.
What is the best way to improve your listening? In this video, I'm going to share with you the technique I use to improve my listening. This technique works, and I wish I had known this technique a lot sooner because it's easy to do and very effective. So let's get started. First, let's talk about why most people fail to improve their listening. Improving your listening skills takes time. It's a long-term process. But most people forget that, or they just don't know. So when they practice listening, they use methods that are inconvenient, something that is not easy to do. So it's impossible for them to continue doing it for a long time. As a result, most people quit before they get any results. But how do I know this? Well, I know this because I have made the same mistake. I have tried several methods that were inconvenient, like watching the same movie twice, with subtitles first and then without subtitles. That was so boring, so I quit after the fourth movie. I also tried listening and then writing.
In this case, that he says that he get bored watching movie with tired. Sometimes this didn't work for some people because they don't like to watch movie. So this technique, watching movie with subtitle, is for people that enjoy watching video. It is the same when we talk about music. If you are not the kind person that watch video, so don't use this technique because you are going to get bored. I am the type of people, the kind of people that love to listen to music, love to watching videos or watching movies with subtitle. So for me, it's the best way to improve my listening skill and my pronunciation. But if you don't like, don't use it. So there are another way that you can use in order to improve your listening skills.
Writing down what I heard. But that was too much work and I was too busy. So let's take this back to you. How do you make sure that you don't fail like I did? Well, if you want to succeed, the method you use must be convenient. It must be easy to do. If it's not, you will probably quit before you see an improvement. So let me share with you the most convenient way to improve your listening. It's very simple. There are only 2 steps that you need to take. Here's the first step. Download a lot of listening materials to your phone or MP3 player. Now, the best listening materials are the ones where people are just talking naturally. They're just having real conversations. When you use this kind of materials, you are listening to a lot of common everyday words that people use in real life. Now don't worry, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a resource you can go to download this kind of materials for free. So that's the first step. The next step is very important. Do not miss this step. The next step is to listen to the materials. But here's the key. Do not do it in your free time. Instead, do it when you are already doing something else, something that doesn't require much of your attention. Listen to the materials while commuting, while waiting in line, while exercising, and so on. Use those times to practice listening so that you don't have to spend extra time. Now, why do we have to do this? Well, the reason is that we want to make it convenient. When it's easy to do, you are likely to do it for a long time. And if you do it long enough, your listening skills will definitely improve. Now let me show you something that might shock you. Let's compare this technique with watching movies, which is how many people improve their listening. If you start using this technique today, and if you do it for 30 minutes per day, 1 year from now, you will have listened to 10,000, 950 minutes of real English conversations. That's a lot of listening. And because you're not doing it in your free time, the amount of extra time spent is zero. That's awesome. Now, what about watching movies? Well, first of all, in a movie, there isn't a conversation or a dialogue in every part, right? If you watch an action movie, for example, you might see a fight scene, an explosion, a car chase scene, and so on. So let's say that on average, the length of a movie is 100 minutes. 50% of those are conversations. The rest is something else. If you watch 4 movies a week or 208 movies a year, in 1 year, you will have listened to 10,400 minutes of fake English conversations. Now here's the worst part. Because each movie is 100 minutes long, this method requires you to spend as much as 20,800 minutes of your free time. That is really, really sad. Now let's compare the two methods side by side. Now I have a question for you. If you use this technique instead of watching movies, and you save over 20,000 minutes per year, how would you spend these 20,000 minutes? Reading English books to increase your vocabulary, practicing speaking, or something else? Leave a comment and let me know. So now you know the power of this technique. Let me repeat something important. This is a long-term process. It takes time, so please be patient. Fortunately, now you know this technique, so I know that you will succeed. Okay, now it's time for me to share some listening materials with you. But first, I want to ask you a favor. It took me...
As you see, you have to select the technique that you enjoy the most. If you don't want to watch movie, you can listen to music. If you don't like to listen to music or watching movie, you can start reading. And remember that there are some websites and platforms that have reading comprehension with audio. So you can listen to the audio while you are reading. And if you are reading, you are achieve vocabulary and terminology that you have to look for in a dictionary in order to understand the context. So you can listen the first time and look for all the words that you can understand, and then you have to read again and listen to the audio so you can improve your listening skill as well. Okay, let's continue. Okay. So listen first. And the topic is how to use music to improve English listening skill. Now that you know the pros and cons of using music to practice listening, you can listen smarter. It is how to get started. Listen first. The best way to start is at the beginning. Listen closely to English sound on your choice. Try to notice how many words you can understand without judging yourself. Look at the lyrics. Now it is time to compare. Find the lyric online and read through slowly to help you fill in the gap. What did you hear correctly? What surprised you? What word or phrases have you never heard before? So there are some questions that you have to make yourself. So repeat. Listen and repeat. So you begin to associate the sound you hear with the lyric. The more you repeat the sound, the stronger this connection will become. Try different methods. Listen with the whole lyric in front of you. watch a little video as I told you, or follow along using a streaming app that highlight the word as they appear in the sound, like karaoke. A strong visual learning might try listening with the original music video to build context for the lyric. But keep in mind that not all lyrics are connected to the music video. Sing along. As you listen, you might naturally find yourself singing along as you learn the lyrics. This is good. Singing can help you commit the word into memory if you are shy about your voices. Remember that you don't have to sing in front of anyone or sing at all. You can also say the word quickly as the artist is singing and use the lyric as a visual aid. As to measure. Once you're more familiar with the song, you will find yourself with some new vocabulary. But because music and genre are so diverse, you might know now how useful or appropriate it is. We're recommending asking a friend about whether the word or phrases are common in English and the right situation to use them. Now that you understand, you may also start hearing this new vocabulary on the news, in movie, or at work. Plus, if you hear the sound again while you are out and about, you'll have impressive new achievement to show up. So, my dear student, that is all for today. Remember that you have some assignment in your platform that you have to complete. So have a nice weekend and enjoy. He terminado, mami.
Ok, profe, bueno, dándole las gracias a usted por la clase del día de hoy. Bueno, esperemos que los estudiantes puedan ver la grabación del día de la clase del día de hoy. Deseándole a usted un excelente fin de semana.
Igual para ti.
Un feliz carnaval para los que van a carnavalear. Y bueno, y podernos ver pues en la siguiente, carnavalear
Gracias.
con precaución, disfrutarlo, pero volvernos a ver. Así
Así
que nos
es.
vemos en la siguiente, profe. Gracias.
Ok, hasta luego.
Hasta luego.